It's time now for Spears on Sports with John Spears, presented by M&M Carnage. And now, here's Johnny.
I hope you had a great weekend. Welcome in Spears on Sports, presented by M&M Carnage. John Spears is here. That's me. Tony Burke is here.
That's me.
Scooter Dingus is here. Scooter.
Woo!
I'm going to let you guess what Big Al the Fish, Slugger, Chopper, and myself, Tony and myself, shot in the Rise Academy Scramble at Glen Oaks Country Club.
At 1:30 in the afternoon on
Oh, my
Friday.
God, it was hot. Oh, my God, it was hot.
You know, I was going to text you all this weekend to see how all that went, but I figured we'd talk about it today.
Full disclosure, we hit from the old man tee.
They went to 60.
They went to 60 years old.
So all you got to hit
So
from.
all four of us got to hit from the old man tees.
I'll go 7 under.
That's pretty close.
Yep.
But you don't give us any respect, is the bottom line.
Whoa.
9 under, baby.
Nice.
9 under. Now,
Well
I
done.
think 19 under won it, maybe, or 18. What won it?
17.
17 under. But you know what? We were really happy with our 9 under.
I would have been too, yeah. That's great.
Joe B and the guys that are 8 times better than us. Joe B was the D player.
Joe B was the D player.
Beat us by a stroke. And Big Al Fish was really wanting to be able to talk to him.
And they birdied the last hole to beat us by a stroke.
That must mean Johnny played well.
Johnny hit some good approach shots.
He did.
They didn't need me off the tee. We used a couple, but they didn't need me off the tee. I hit 2 of the 4 greens in regulation on par 3.
Nice.
What about the one green I hit?
On the par. Oh, Tony got closest to the hole
Nice.
on 12.
If
right?
it rolls out,
Yeah.
Scoot. If it rolls out,
It was what, 2 feet short?
a little more than that, but it was
2.5
dead
feet.
on line.
Did y'all hit the green on the waterfall hole?
Yes, we did.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we did.
Sweet.
We birdied the
birdied
waterfall
it.
hole
That's awesome.
because we're good, apparently. And we're not playing again together. That's it. We all retired from that team. We'll play, but not on that team. The M&M Carnage Hotline is open. Hope you had a great weekend. 502-384-1450. If you'd like to join in on the conversation, 384-1450. The Game Day Men's Health text line open as well, 502-414-1450. Don't forget, Game Day Men's Health is redefining men's wellness. No shortcuts, just results. Testosterone, peptides, weight loss, and sexual performance therapy. Visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com, defining a new era in men's health. And hit me up on the text line, 502-414-1450. Thank you to everybody who came out to the Rise Academy Golf Scramble. It was a lot of fun. I went straight home because my body was broken down. It was hot.
He didn't even want to go in and get a tenderloin sandwich.
What was it at the truck? Was it
Oh, tenderloin sandwich. It was huge and it was
You
good.
could have brought me one. Could have got an extra one and took it home. I'd have reheated it.
Spun out there so fast, I didn't have a chance.
I did. I didn't think I would make it to the clubhouse. When I unloaded my club scooter, I got right in my car. I said, and I may not get out of my car when I get home.
I get it. I was supposed to play 27 on Saturday. We ended up only playing 18, and thank God, because I wouldn't have been here this morning if we played 27.
Tony played yesterday. He's playing tomorrow.
Playing today.
Playing today.
You're a maniac.
How hot's it going to be today, Scoot?
It's too hot.
95.
Way too hot. 100 and whatever heat index. I'm playing at 130 in this scramble out of bit.
I'm supposed to play Thursday.
No way.
I'm going to try.
No way.
I'm out Thursday with a plumbing problem. But, Scoot, I listened to the beginning of your show, and you were talking about how, man, you were just beat.
Oh, it was exhausting. Yeah.
And you're a young guy.
I am a young guy, but when it gets that hot, oh, man.
Doesn't
it's
really
rough.
matter how old you are when it's that hot.
You did what I wanted to do yesterday after I got in the car and the air conditioning and was heading back from Covered Bridge. I thought, man, I might call Becco and see what's going on at his house. Go jump in his pool.
Anybody got a pool I could just sit in?
If it wasn't for the pool yesterday, I don't know that I made it through the weekend.
Well, we're here. We made it. We're all here.
Yeah.
The gang is all here.
We'll see if I'm here tomorrow.
Horse racing news, not good news. We got golf news. Keegan Bradley, did he win it or did Tommy Fleetwood lose it yesterday? And what happens if it doesn't rain and Keegan's not in the final group with Tommy Fleetwood? Is the result different here? I'm just throwing it out there.
Are we talking about that right now? Or are you just...
No, we're getting to it.
All right.
College World Series ended quickly. Not a lot of drama there except for Coastal's coach getting kicked out in the first inning. Not a lot of drama. But we begin with the NBA champion Oklahoma City Thunder. It was anticlimactic when Tyrese Halliburton went down with the Achilles injury early in the first quarter. It was pretty much a done deal. Now, Indiana led at halftime, but I don't think anybody on the planet thought they were going to hold on to that lead in the second half. 103-91 was the final. Oklahoma City took control early in the third quarter and just sort of waltzed to victory from there. First title ever in Oklahoma City. They don't count the Seattle Supersonic title because even though it's the same franchise, they're in a different city. They thought they were going to win one when they had the big three of Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden. That did not come to fruition, but they finally get the title. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, what a year. What a year. MVP, scoring champion, Western Conference Finals MVP, Finals MVP, and championship. I don't know what else you can do. In fact, he is only the fourth player in the history of the league to win the MVP scoring title and Finals MVP. Now, Michael Jordan did it 4 times. Think about that. Shaq did it, and when he was with the Milwaukee Bucks, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar / Lou Alcindor did it.
Pretty good company.
That's pretty good company. When you're on a list with Shaq, Mike, and Kareem, because we only need first names,
3 of the greatest players of all time.
You're in great company. He had 29 points, 5 rebounds, 12 assists. Here's the stat: 1 turnover. 1 turnover for SGA, and he had the ball in his hands a lot yesterday. But the big story, of course, was Tyrese Halliburton going down. And, when they slow down the replay, Tony, you can see that thing pop. You can see it. And, of course, the rest of the show. Now, Lisa Salters did a great job, the court reporter, because she said Tyrese's dad told me it's his Achilles. The Pacers aren't going to tell him anything. It's a lower leg injury. That's all you're going to hear, and that's all you need to hear. You don't need to know. He's not coming back in. That's all they need to tell you. But give Lisa Salter credit. She went to Dad. And
She knew he'd talk.
She knew Dad would tell her, he hit his scrotum really hard. Whatever it was, Dad was going to tell her. So Dad said it was his Achilles. We all knew it was his Achilles. We saw it with Aaron Rodgers, Tony, when it happened. You could see it pop. Kirk Cousins.
Slugger.
Same thing, Slugger. I wasn't there, but I've heard.
I was.
We saw it with Dame Lillard. We saw it with Jason Tatum in these playoffs. We saw it with Kevin Durant in the NBA Finals when he was with Golden State. It is an easy one to figure out.
Hey, by the way, all those guys you just named.
Don't wear number 0.
Exactly.
Right?
That's what I was going to say.
Don't wear number 0.
Yep.
Tatum, Lillard, Halliburton, all number 0. I wanted to beat you to that one.
When you all saw the injury initially, did you think he was hurt?
Yes.
Because when I first saw the play and he was just slamming the floor,
That's when I knew he was hurt.
I thought he was just mad that he gave the ball up and that he was going to end up on a
What
run.
did you think?
I thought first it was his calf again because he took that step, but as soon as when he was laying on the ground,
Yes,
it
he knew.
wasn't his calf.
He knew.
It was a whole lot.
And these, look, I know you said he should play. I said, I don't know. I didn't say he shouldn't play. Just be fair. I said, I don't know. That's a pretty tough injury. Calf strains. And if you see calf strain in the regular season, all right, regular season, guys will be out for a month and a half because that calf is tied to that Achilles. And Tatum had a calf strain.
Dr. Spears.
I listened to doctors today. Tatum had a calf sprain, and Lillard had a calf sprain. Now, I don't know about Aaron Rodgers or Kirk Cousins, but those guys had calf sprains right before they ruptured their Achilles. So it's obviously connected. Your calf apparently has to be strong enough to make certain moves, and if it's not, that Achilles is going to go. And that's what happened to all 3 of these guys. Now, in the playoffs, 2 of them were in the finals, and if you throw in Durant, when I throw in Durant, 4 guys, and 2 of them were in the finals when it happened. If you got a tennis elbow or if you've got a shoulder strain, you're going to play in the finals or in the Super Bowl, all right, or in the World Series. You're going to keep
I'm
playing.
going to.
So Halliburton did everything he could. And by the way, he was 3 for 4 from 3-point land. He had 9 points in 7 minutes. So he looked like
He was awesome.
he was going to be on his game. And this was going to be difficult for the Oklahoma City Thunder. It is. I hate to see it. I would love to have seen what happened in this game if he had not gotten hurt. But that's life.
Here's what happened to the Pacers
That's the
after
game.
that. They got 3 points out of Neesmith. They got 6 points out of Turner.
What
they got
Toppin did?
0 poinks out of Toppin.
Yeah. I couldn't remember him scoring.
Especially when you're picking up now. T.J. McConnell and Mathurin scored all
Mathurin
the
was
points.
great.
Mathurin had 24.
And
McConnell
13
had
rebounds.
16. McConnell took over
Yeah.
when he went out of the game. But those other 3 guys, when one of your best players go down, you all got to score. And
Yes.
they were no-shows.
Yes. By the way, let's don't not anoint T.J. McConnell.
We're going to, right, Scoot?
Oh, yeah.
He had 7.
Yeah.
He had 7 turnovers.
Well,
He had
that's
16
really?
points, 6 rebounds.
That was Obi Toppin's fault.
It was
and Neesmith.
Okay.
And,
Way to go,
Al
Neesmith.
Turner.
Way to make me turn it over. He did have 7 turnovers.
He was trying to do it.
He was. Look, he might still be a folklore figure in Indiana Pacer history. He might, but he's not that guy. Let's just get rid of that. He's not that guy.
Well, how come Mathurin is not that good all the time?
Immaturity, youth,
Yeah.
inexperience. I don't know what word to use here.
His head.
Maybe mental, yeah. But he was unbelievable last night.
And he was in the one game when he went off.
Jalen Williams had 20. He was just okay. He actually looked nervous at the start.
Well, you know what? I think he had a wrist injury, John.
He did,
Did you hear that at all?
but he kept playing. I heard.
Did you heard anybody
I
talk
think
about that?
Doris said it 8 times, and Richard Jefferson said it 5 times.
I think Doris said it 20.
And Breen mentioned it, I think, once.
Well, I saw him getting treatment. He's over there rubbing it, and they're looking at it.
Did she talk about everybody that was riding the bike? I like Doris Burke. Sometimes she overdoes it on certain things. Chet had 18, 8, and 5 blocks. He was good.
The Leprechaun had a big
He
one.
was big game Chet last night. I don't think Chet is ever going to be a really great player without great players around him.
Nothing wrong with that.
He's going and I also think he's got that body that's going to be injury prone throughout his career. His legs are skinnier than the water bottle I'm drinking out of right now. It's a small water. It's a Dasani or Deer Park water bottle.
KD's got
You can
those
show the YouTube.
I know. Oh yeah. If you're watching on YouTube, Chet Holmgren's legs are skinnier than this.
Hold on.
And thank you for watching. There you go. Tony's got it better, I think. 18 points, though, 8 rebounds, 5 block shots. I think McConnell scored over him one time, and then he tried 2 more times, and Chet said no. Daniel Caruso, 10 points. He had a couple early big threes.
Daniel, son.
Alex Caruso.
I was about to say, it's not Daniel.
I say that every single time. He's not the Karate Kid.
Danielson.
Very good impression. Kaysen Wallace, congrats to the Cats, by the way, SGA and Kaysen Wallace. Kaysen Wallace had 10 points.
Kaysen was awesome.
He's going to get a bag of money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when. I don't know when he's due to be upped. And it's not going to be at Oklahoma City because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to get $80 million a year. Think about that. That sounds crazy. That's what he's going to get. He's going to get $80 million.
And he drives like a Honda or something.
He's got a cute little boy, a pretty wife, and he seems like just a down-to-earth guy. But Kaysen, this is what happens to these teams. I got my ring, now I want my money.
Yeah.
It happens everywhere.
It's part of it.
It's part of it. Who's going to take less money to stay and play with SGA? Is Jalen Williams going to take less money? He's out of Santa Clara. He probably is thinking right now, I can be the number 1 dog on the team. And I don't blame him. He should think that. He might be wrong, but he should think that.
It'll be his 4th year, right? I think they said a 3-year guy with Santa Clara.
I think so. Chet, you're going to have to pay him. You're going to have to pay Daniel or Alex Caruso to hang around.
Lou Dort.
Lou Dort's got these guys. Once they get their ring, and this is any sport you want to talk about, I got my ring. Now I want my money. I'm willing to take less to get a ring, but once I got that ring, now I want
Show me
the money, as Cuba Gooding once famously said. So, how long can they keep this because this is a young team.
Young.
This is a very young, very talented team. How long can you keep everybody happy? Because the company line right now is, oh, I love these guys. They're my brothers. This is my family. We want to run this back. We want to do this. We don't want to, like LeBron said, not one, not two, not three, not four. We want to keep winning championships.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, I'm sure you do. But your agent's going to tell you you can make money, a lot more money, if you go play for this lower division team that doesn't have a good team. You're going to be the best, one of the best players on this team, Casey Wallace, and he's going to go. And I don't blame him.
What
You
about
get your bank when you can get your bank.
What about the German?
Hartenstein,
He was a great fit for that.
he
team.
was an unbelievable fit for that team. And the Knicks, I don't know if the Knicks are kicking themselves. I don't think they are,
no.
because
He's a role
he's a
player.
different player there. But he could
Gotta
pass.
have those guys.
He could pass out of the high post. He could score down low when he had to. He could rebound, set screens like nobody else. He's just an integral part of that team.
Hartenstein and Caruso really helped that team.
They did. And so did Wiggins.
Mitchell.
Mitchell, Lou Dort. Aaron Mitchell Wiggins.
Mitchell Wiggins.
I got
played the
different
outfield
names
the
for everybody.
Padres.
Everybody. I thought that was Alan Wiggins. See the second baseman. I don't know. All right, so
I got the wrong team.
Siakam had 16. I thought he was going to take over, and he never really did.
No.
He looked like he wanted to, but he never really did. And credit Oklahoma City's defense for that as well. Nemhard 15 as well. And Neesmith fouls out for how many times? 4 times in that series he fouled out.
Did he really?
Yeah, that's hard to do.
He's overly aggressive though.
So now we can start looking at the odds to win the 2026 NBA title. And keep this in mind. Tyrese Halliburton going to miss the whole season. Jason Tatum going to miss the whole season.
I'm not convinced they are.
They're going to miss the whole regular season, I would have to bet. And Damian Lillard, same thing. So all of a sudden, the East is wide open. The East is wide open. Celtics, no Tatum.
Pistons are there. Me and Scoop both love the Pistons.
But John, you're also forgetting.
Cavaliers will be the favorites.
You're also forgetting that the Pacers are going to bring back T.J. McConnell. So
I am.
we got to seriously look at
You're
that.
right. I'm not looking at that.
You forgot already.
I'm more looking at Halliburton's injury, but you're probably right, Scooter. Oh, my God. That's called sarcasm, people. Cleveland will be the favorites, I think.
Yeah, Cleveland will be the favorite.
Orlando will be
Maybe
up
New
there.
York.
Orlando will be right there.
New York?
Should
New
be
York
New
doesn't
York.
have a coach. Who's the coach?
They don't need a coach.
Is Jalen Brunson's dad going to end up being named the head coach?
Scoop, we got to throw 10 on the Pistons.
Is Rick Brunson the head coach? All right, more NBA news. We'll get to that. College World Series. Reds have a stud rookie debuting tomorrow.
Yes.
Anything else happen in the NBA?
Yes, we'll get to it. Spears on Sports, presented by M&M Cartage. Big X. Welcome back. Spears on Sports presented by M&M Cartage. John, Tony, Scooter on this Monday. It is June 23rd, by the way. Happy June.
Oh, hey,
Happy almost July.
what's today?
How's it as hot in June? It's supposed to be hot in July and August.
Ooh, what's August going to be like?
I don't know.
That heat waves over the whole East Coast for a week.
Did you see Ellie De La Cruz lose his lunch?
Heard about it.
No, did he?
Right at shortstop. Grounds crew had to come out, two guys with shovels, and sort of
And do a little grounds cleaning.
clean it up. They came out to check on him. He hit a homer later. Yeah. He hit a homer from his right side of the plate, which is not his strong side.
Well, we've all done that and then gone out.
Who hasn't
later.
done that?
I mean, come on.
Was he just dehydrated or what?
Well, Terry Francona said, I watched him in the dugout and he drank too much water.
Yeah, you got to be careful doing
That's what
that.
he said. That's what the hit manager said. Well, you got to learn. He's young.
Drink it too fast.
But
Right.
all of a sudden, they called timeout. Yeah, they're in St. Louis. It's 100 in the shade. And they called timeout, and he's like, hang on. And then yesterday, he doubled, got to second, and mockingly act like he was throwing up, which I thought was funny.
It's good, clean fun.
We also had a pitcher in Chicago for Seattle lose his lunch on the mound. So the country's hot. It's hot everywhere.
Well, you know what? I just realized something. This cup I'm drinking out of
What do you got in there?
smells like vodka.
There's no vodka officially in there.
But I didn't clean it
You know,
out.
you got to wash those before you.
They
put
were sitting on the counter.
Tony Burke, everybody. M&M Cartage Hotline's
But
open.
it's got water in it.
502-384-1450 if you'd like to join in on the conversation. 384-1450. Game Day Men's Health text line open as well. 502-414-1450. Give us your greatest athletic vomiting stories. That's what we're looking for today. 414-1450. Kevin Durant has a new home. We knew he was going to be traded.
He was?
We knew he was going to be traded before the draft, which, by the way, is Wednesday.
Wednesday,
And Thursday.
Thursday.
First round is Wednesday.
Wonder who the first pick's gonna be.
Because that draft pick was going to be involved here. I think it's going to be a guy named Koopa.
Cuppa.
So Durant goes to Houston. Houston sends back to Phoenix Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green, the number 10 pick in this year's draft, and 5 second-round picks. Now, these teams don't care about second-round picks anymore. They don't. If you did, you don't give 5 of them away. Everything I've heard today, this morning, everything I've watched, whether it was Boomer Assassin or Dan Patrick or ESPN, everybody's saying what a great job Houston did to get Kevin Durant. He's 37 years old. Jalen Green is 23. Jalen Green averaged 21 points in the regular season. He did not play well in the playoffs.
On a good team.
He averaged 13 in the playoffs, but he averaged 21 in the regular season on a really good Houston Rockets team that was young and did not have a leader. Well, now they have a leader. But how good is that leader at the age of 37? He's been injury prone the last several years. Can he score anytime he wants to? Yes.
He's still great.
He's still great. But I'm not so sure Houston won this trade. Kevin Durant gets to go to Houston and play for a guy he wanted to play for in Ime Udoka,
I'm glad you can say that.
Who
'Cause
just
I
got-
have so much
who
trouble.
just
saying
got a long-term contract with the Rockets. And what's the Rockets roster now, Scooter? Do you know? Can you name me one Houston Rocket, 2 Houston Rockets,
that.
maybe?
He can.
Reed Shepard and Kevin Durant.
Well, Reed Shepard. Don't count Reed Shepard.
Alfred and Sengun.
Fred Van Vliet.
Yep.
Kevin Durant. I don't count Kevin. I meant after the trade, but before Kevin Durant.
That's the thing. I think this was a good move for the Rockets in the short term. In
Yes.
the short term.
If he
I don't
stays
disagree.
healthy.
But the long term, Phoenix whooped this deal.
You better win now.
Got
Now,
to win.
Phoenix is a mess. I don't know who they're building around. Are they building around Devin Booker
Have to.
anymore?
They still have to.
I think. Do you remember that they were in the finals in 2021?
Yeah. And
That is 4 years ago.
but they were paying 3 people way too much.
Well,
money.
they still are. Bradley Beal.
Beal's never been good since he's been.
Do you know the 2 players in the NBA with no trade clauses?
Booker and Beal.
Bradley Beal and LeBron James. That's it. You give him a lot of money and a no-trade clause? What a big mistake that was. Big mistake.
And he was hurt so much before they even got him.
But he's still there, along with Devin Booker and now Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green. They got a lot of guards. Got a lot of guards in Phoenix. Who's the center in Phoenix? Scoots?
Oh, couldn't tell you.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when they drafted the kid from Arkansas, number 1, but they traded him. He's
You know who it is?
now.
I know who it is.
Who's the center for the Phoenix Suns?
Nick Richards.
Nick Richards. All right, he's serviceable.
He's been pretty good,
Good
actually.
player.
Yeah, they should have never gotten rid of DeAndre Ayton, ever.
If I'm calling Houston, I got to get Sengun back.
Houston, we got a problem.
If I'm Phoenix, I got to get a big man. I got plenty of guards.
They got Bol Bol on their roster.
Really? Well, that's great.
Hold on. You talking about somebody that's got thinner
Is he
legs than
cooking?
Chet Holmgren?
Is he cooking for him? Is that what his job is?
7'4" shooter.
I just don't want to be the guy that says, "Oh, great move, Houston." Here, let it play out.
Yeah, you got to.
Let it play out, because I do think Dylan Brooks is a turd. He's a turd on almost a Draymond Green level.
But he's a pretty good player.
He's a good shooter, good player, but he's a douchebag.
Yeah, you're right.
Jalen Green, I think, can be a perennial All-Star.
I don't disagree.
23 years old. You win this trade because he's 23 and Durant's 37. You win the trade.
Can either of you tell me the
let's see.
head coach of Phoenix?
Let's see who the number 10 pick in the draft is going to be. Budenholzer.
Nope. You all won't get it.
Who is it?
Jordan Ott.
That's what I was just getting ready to say.
You ought to know that.
Boo. That's terrible. By the way, DraftKings, Tony looked it up. Odds to win the title next year. Oklahoma City's plus 230, Scooter.
Scotty Scheffler number.
They are prohibitive favorites.
That is the lowest odds for an NBA preseason champion since the Warriors were like minus
I went
139.
ahead of
Crazy.
everybody, yeah.
Imagine being minus going into the season.
So you know the rest of this list already? You've looked at it?
I've seen a good chunk.
So
of it,
Houston's plus 750.
Mhm.
They're the second choice. Cleveland plus 850 along with the Knicks. The Knicks are 850 because they're the Knicks, not because of their roster and not because of their coach, who we don't even know who it is yet. Minnesota 13-1. They're the fifth choice. Here are your teams, guys. Orlando's 22-1. I kind of like that. Now, to win it, if I'm going to bet somebody to win it all, I'm betting somebody coming out of the East. I'm not betting Oklahoma City, and I'm not betting Houston, and I'm not betting Minnesota or Denver for that matter. I'm betting somebody coming out of the East because you're going to get longer odds, and the East is wide open.
Scoot, did you see what Pacers are?
No.
Yes.
Without Halliburton, probably 60.
35.
That's it.
But your Pistons are 60.
Tony, we got
Big
to do it.
kiss, dude.
We got to do it.
It's $10 for a whole year of entertainment.
We got to
Right?
do it.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'll bring y'all down. I'll jinx you.
Let me throw you 10 next time
I
you
like
go back.
Orlando.
Brick and mortar.
I like Orlando here. 22
I think
to
22-1 is a good pick.
It's a
there.
really good team. I love to see who they get in the draft here. And again, this Durant trade, whoever that number 10 pick is, that's a factor here.
Yeah.
That's a factor. Do they go for a big man? Do they get a college player? Do they go young? Do they go foreign? I don't know. Do they go best available? Do they go need? I don't know.
Well, like you said, John, the East, you got the Celtics at 19-1, the Pacers at
Celtics are
35
19-1.
35-1. So you look at Orlando and you look at Detroit, and it could be their years.
Hey,
One
we
of them.
were worried about what position for the Suns?
Center.
You see, the mock draft they got out now after the Durant trade
Okay.
has them picking Malowich from Duke. That could be a serviceable center.
If he's still there, yeah. Yeah.
He
To
can
back
block
up
shots.
to back up Nick Richards.
Yeah. And bring him along.
Nick Richards.
Nick Richards,
People
good player,
laugh.
man. I've watched him.
I think when he left Kentucky and went into the draft and got drafted, people thought, he's never going to make it. He's not an NBA player. But at Charlotte, he really turned himself around.
When COVID hit, they had Nick Richards. They had Maxey. They had
Kentucky, yeah.
Kentucky. Quickly. They
And that was a good team.
and yeah.
Poor Cal. He'd probably still be there.
You know what? I can't believe
Cal was there last night, by the way.
I was going to say, was he there last?
Yes.
Getting his picture taken with
He got
the
his
two
picture
Kentucky
taken
guys?
with, no, he got it taken with Isaiah Jackson's family and with Casey Wallace's family. Those are the two. Those are the.
Shea?
I didn't see Shay. Those are the two pictures I saw.
I guarantee you.
I'm talking about their parents and stuff.
I know, but I guarantee he had pictures taken so he could put them.
Oh, he posted them. He posted them because his guys are making $1 billion in the NBA.
Yeah.
He won one title, but his guys are making $1 billion.
What year was that?
2012, I believe.
Yeah, we were there. I know what year it was.
All right, before I take a break here, College World Series. Saturday, LSU, Cade Anderson, 9 innings, 3 hits. He was so good.
Incredible.
10 strikeouts, 1-0, which you hardly ever see with those aluminum bats in the College World Series, but that was the final score.
But the Coastal Carolina's pitching was overlooked.
It was great.
Because he was so good.
Yeah.
He hit 95 on his 128th pitch.
120. Complete game on a Saturday in Omaha where it's 100 degrees. 5-3 LSU clinches their 8th national championship, second in the last 3 years. They used a 4-run fourth inning to beat Coastal 5-3. The big story of this was when the head coach of the
I was going to ask you because I had it on another television.
Coach
I
Shaw
wasn't listening.
got kicked out.
He wasn't listening. What happened?
He came to the top of the step of the dugout, and that's the first inning. And he yelled at the umpire that he'd already missed 3 pitches, three, and then it got a little heated. He gets tossed. He comes out, argues. Then the first base coach comes down the line, and he's walking
away
to the first base coaching box, and he gets tossed. So obviously he wasn't being quiet about it. And this is the first inning of your elimination championship series.
You got to turn your head and walk.
You got to bite your tongue a little bit. Now, Coach Shaw was not kicked out all season. Now, when you win 30 games in a row or whatever it was, there's no reason to get kicked out. But he hadn't been kicked out all year long. He kind of let them have it in the post-game press conference while still saying, LSU's a great team and all the things you're supposed to say. But it was an interesting first inning. And Coastal actually led 1-0, but that 4-run fourth made it 5-1, and they just coasted in from there. So congrats to LSU, I guess. SEC wins how many in a row now? Is that like 7 and 6?
Mm-hmm.
6 in a row?
LSU won at 23.
Yeah, 2 of the last 3.
Can I just say, you mentioned Coastal Carolina's catcher last week, so I really kind of paid attention to him this weekend. Man, I fell in love with that kid.
Oh, he's good,
awesome.
Man.
He is awesome.
He might be a better framer of pitches than anybody in the major leagues.
Yeah.
But when they showed what he did, he takes a weight and he rubs it along the ground when he works out, and he does all that stuff in practice.
He's limber.
Somebody's going to get a guy that's going to be around for a long time in the major
leagues. If he can
leagues.
hit, and I think he can.
He's got to hit decent.
So we got that news. We'll get other news and notes after the break. Chase Burns makes his debut for the Reds. We got to wait another day for it. But the Yankees are in Cincinnati.
Yankees.
Birthday's coming up as well. Spears on Sports, presented by M&M Cartage. Big A. Welcome back. Spears on Sports, presented by M&M Cartage. John Tony Scooter, final segment on this Monday. M&M Cartage Hotline is officially closed.
Shut it down.
Game Day Men's Health text line open 502-414-1450. Here's a question for you, fellas. The hell are we going to talk about for the next 2 months?
I was going to say, man, we have a great day to talk, and now it's going to go.
NBA's over.
Movies.
College World Series over.
People we like.
NHL over.
A lot of baseball.
Haven't gotten into football yet. We do have the draft coming up Wednesday and Thursday. That'll help this week. Well, we got a golf trip coming up, too.
And we can do recruiting.
I don't do recruiting. YouTube fans, not a recruiting show. Thanks for watching on YouTube or listening on whatever device you're listening on. We appreciate it, as always. All right, some news and notes here. Dwayne Lucas.
Yeah.
This is not going to end well.
No.
He's 89. He's in a hospital in Louisville, and from all indications, he may not get out of that hospital alive.
The way it sounds, does.
He's given up all of his training, but I'm telling you, if you had great life on your bucket list here, what you'd love to do, and how long you could do it, Dwayne Lucas, wow.
They said he was going to return home.
He was on.
Yeah, with his family and his grandkids.
Well, good. He was on horses as recently as last year at 88 out at Churchill now, watching his horses train. What a legend. I don't know. I didn't look it up. Tons of derbies, tons of Breeders' Cup. He's still tied for the most Breeder Cup wins.
20.
As a trainer. How many derbies? 5?
I think 4.
4 or 5?
Yeah.
Triple Crown races, whatever.
15 Triple Crowns.
Whatever metric you want to use, he's near or at the top.
Yeah.
So
almost 5,000 victories.
Think about that.
30,600 starts. His horses have gained
The
over.
The fact that you had 30,000 starts is an unbelievable number.
He's gained more than 310 million from wins. It's insane.
So prayers up to the Lucas family as he was hospitalized yesterday. Keegan Bradley beats Tommy Fleetwood and the rest of the field in the Travelers Championship in Cromwell, Connecticut.
Tommy Fleetwood beat Tommy
Did
Fleetwood.
y'all hear the explosion? Did y'all hear the explosion up there on Saturday?
I did not.
Justin Thomas,
Oh.
a 9.
I saw that.
I was watching it too.
He took a 9. His chipper didn't work. His driver didn't work.
Did you see it, Scoot?
I didn't see
He
it,
was
no.
co-leader after the second round.
Hit a tee shot across the railroad tracks out of bounds.
You never want to go across the railroad tracks because they're not in the fairway, just for the record.
Hit it in the fairway and chipped 3 times. Kept coming back to him.
Jesus.
Took a 9 on a par 5?
It was a par 5.
Yeah, it's par 5.
Dude stinks.
That ends your tournament. Anytime you get an 8 or a 9, your tournament is pretty much over.
You go from like 3rd to 14th.
But here's my question. They had the heavy rain, so they put them in threesomes instead of twosomes
Oh, for the last day?
for the last
Yeah, they were
round.
playing threesomes.
If they hadn't had the rain, Keegan Bradley would have been in the second to last group. Tommy Fleetwood and Russell Henley would have been in the last group, and Tommy Fleetwood wouldn't have had to hear all day,
USA.
the boos,
Captain.
the cheering
America.
for Keegan Bradley. Who's a New England guy, so I understand why they were pulling for Keegan Bradley. But Fleetwood had to deal with this the whole day. He is the best player on the tour who's never won a PGA Tour event.
42 now, isn't it?
I think it's
It was
41 now.
I thought it was.
Maybe it was.
Hey, did you hear Keegan Bradley's kid before they played the last hole? They cut it off real quick. Showed his wife
Oh,
and
no.
holding it two
And his
little
kid's
boys.
probably 5 years old.
No, they're older than that. They're probably 8, 9, whatever. And the one turns to when Fleetwood missed short. The kid turns and goes, "His Dad's going to win. He's going to bogey." And she's like, "No."
Well, the kid was right. Tommy
I was like, "No."
in
She
the
knew the cameras
fairway.
were on him too.
On 18, he had a 9-iron out, and I think his caddy talked him into a wedge.
I don't know if he
And
talked him. I think Tommy
Tommy did it on his own.
nine.
Ultimately, it's the player's responsibility. He leaves it short on the fringe. 2 putts for bogey. Keegan Bradley, great second shot to within 6 feet.
What a shot.
Makes the putt for par. And now, by the way, if you're scoring at home, Keegan Bradley is now 9th in the U.S. team rankings for the Ryder Cup.
He's
He's
playing
ninth.
great.
He's the captain. He's not supposed to play.
And remember when he didn't make the team
What do you do?
on Full Swing?
Full Swing is where everybody kind of fell in love with Keegan Bradley because he took it and he sat there and he pulled for that American team. Now, his wife wasn't around. I don't think she was happy still on Full Swing when he was sitting in the living room by himself watching the U.S. team. But Captain America is correct. He's beloved in this country now.
Oh, and it was in New England.
It was in
Where
New
he's from.
England. They're playing Bethpage, by the way, at the Ryder Cup. The top 6 are Scheffler, who's already qualified, by the way, Schauffele, J.J. Spawn, Russell Henley, DeChambeau, and Justin Thomas. Now, first of all, J.J. Spawn, he would be a Ryder Cup rookie, and he's got one win, folks. It's the U.S. Open. It's a pretty big one.
But he was runner-up in what, the Players?
The Players. Justin Thomas, not playing well. Let's be honest about it.
But he's still a good
Ryder Cup player. Russell Henley, I think, would be a Ryder Cup rookie. Pretty sure. And then you got the next 6, Morikawa, Ben Griffin, who would be a rookie, Bradley, Harris English, Maverick McNeely, and Brian Harman.
Well, Ben Griffin's been super.
Okay. And Keegan Bradley has said, I'm going to put the best players on this team, period. Does Brooks Koepka get on this team? Because, A, he won at Bethpage Black. Keep that in mind.
Good point.
He won there on I guess, U.S. Open at Bethpage Black. But I worry about these live guys who aren't playing up to the competition they're used to. What would they do in a Ryder Cup? I think Koepka would be great, by the way. I think he's.
That's why I took him last time.
I think he's made for that kind of thing.
I'd rather have Koepka than JT.
I don't see Spieth on here anywhere. And do you put yourself on the team and say, look, I'm going to let my vice captains run things, and I'm going to put myself on the team because I'm playing great golf?
I don't think he'll put himself on the team.
I don't either.
But if he qualifies, I mean, what do? You play.
We're pretty close to, I think this was the final, what do they call those, advanced events, whatever they call them, upper tier events.
Yeah.
I think this was the last one.
Elevated event.
Elevated events. I think it's the last one. So if he doesn't want to play, if he wants to try to just get ready for the Ryder Cup as being a captain, then he's not going to qualify. He still got, by the way, he still got 2 majors, or a major, right? Still got the British, so.
Is Ryder Cup this year?
Yes, this fall. All right, so it was a really fascinating tournament yesterday. The place was going nuts. New Englanders pulling for their guy.
Can I just say how incredible it was what Tommy Fleetwood did through the first 3 days? The fact that he was 16 under, and you had Scotty Scheffler in 8th place at 7 under. One of the wildest leaderboards I've ever seen.
And then Scheffler shoots a 65 yesterday.
Put himself almost into contention.
Ends up
He's
losing
so good.
by 3.
Guy that I played with yesterday, really good golfer. I mean, high school, college golfer. And somebody said, I think Middletown Mo said, what do you think, Fleetwood will do today? He goes, he won't win because he'll be too conservative.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to learn how to win. You got to learn how to win.
He's won 8 times throughout the world.
Yes.
Just not in the
Not on the
United
PGA Tour. All right, let's do birthdays. All right, running out of time here. Joel Edgerton is 51, Zero Dark 30. You ever see a movie called The Gift with him and Jason Bateman? Ooh, he's eerie.
I think I have. No, maybe I
Eerie
have.
dude. He's an eerie dude. Good actor, 51. Francis McDormand, Fargo.
Oh.
I know you love Fargo, yeah?
I watched it just recently.
Did you ever see the movie Fargo, not the TV show?
Oh, you'd like
Do
it.
yourself a favor. She is 68 today. She's won a couple of Academy Awards. 3 billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri or something's the name of that movie she won for as well. Melissa Rauch is 45. She played in Big Bang Theory. She was the little squeaky wife of Howard.
She's been in some movies.
Bernadette. She was
been
in
in some
Bernadette.
movies, too. Bernadette they don't fix her up to look like how she really looks.
Really?
Yeah.
She looks better, you said?
Oh, yeah, pull up a picture of
Yeah,
her.
she's pretty.
She's also
They dress her
she's
down.
in the new Night Court. She took Harry Anderson's role in the new Night Court as the judge. Selma Blair, 53. Selma Blair was in a movie called Mom and Dad with Nicolas Cage, where the school scenes were shot at St. Xavier High School. How about that? And if you watch the movie, and I've seen it, our buddy Peter Duzarn had a small role in it, Tony. You can see, hey, that's St. X. Look at that. And then you don't ever see the name of the school because it's obviously a fictional high school. And it's about parents who are trying to kill their kids because they got some virus.
Yeah, one I'd love to watch.
A terrible movie. Absolutely awful. But Selma Blair, who's also played Kris Kardashian, the mom, in one of these crazy O.J. Simpson.
Oh, she's getting the big ones.
Brian Brown, 78 today. He was in Cocktail
FX.
and FX. FX is so underrated.
Yes.
Great movie. Brian Brown, 78 today. Jason Mraz, pop singer, is 48. And Randy Jackson from American Idol. Not the Jackson 5, but American Idol, 69 today.
That's a no for me, dog.
It's a no for me, dog. Oh, God. You never don't entertain. LaDainian Tomlinson, 46. One of the best to ever do it with the San Diego Chargers. He was great.
He was.
Antonio Gibson, I think might still be with the Commanders, 27 running back.
He is actually with the Patriots.
Or they could be with the Patriots.
I was going to say the Commander Patriots.
Commander Skin Patriots. Matt Light, speaking of the Patriots, great offensive lineman, 47 today, has multiple rings. Saban Lee played basketball at Vanderbilt. See where Saban Lee is now in the NBA, S-A-B-E-N.
He is actually with Olympiakos of the Greek basketball league.
He's 26 today. I thought he was still in the league. Tim Anderson, he's on the list of turds. He's 32.
With the Marlins or somebody? Who's he with?
He was with the White Sox.
He's not with
Maybe
the
the
White
Angels?
He is a free agent.
Free agent. Somebody just released him.
That means he doesn't have a job.
That's
I think
wild.
he was with Miami. He's 32 today. Jorge Mateo, 30 years old. I don't know who he's playing for now. And former golfer, well, I guess he still golfs. You can still golf.
Mateo's with the Orioles.
Doesn't matter how old you are, right? Colin Montgomery, one of the guys
He's on the senior
the
team.
USA loved to boo.
I booed him.
I don't
too.
think he was one of those guys that everybody thought was going to win a major, and he never did. He's 62.
He was always in great shape.
62 today. Wow. All right, the Reds got the Yankees coming in for a few this week, Scoots.
I'm ready.
Tonight, 7:10, Alan Winans. You know him? That's because he's getting his first start for the Yankees tonight.
Love to hear that.
No record. Nick Lodolo for Cincinnati. The Reds are 5-5. Lodolo's 5-5
Over here warming up on the
ERA.
counter.
He is. He looks like he's ready to go today. I might bet him. The Reds salvaged the last of the 3-game series in St. Louis.
How good is Abbott?
He had a bad outing last time, but he's been great.
7-1, isn't he?
Yep. Scooter actually said it was a bad weekend to be a Cardinal. It turned out it was not a bad weekend to be a
It was
Cardinal.
a pretty okay weekend.
The Reds win yesterday 4-1. Scooter, the system went 4-1 on the non-sweeps.
Mm-hmm.
The only loser was the Minnesota Twins. The Brewers scored 35 runs in 3 games and lambasted the Twins 17-6, 9-0, and 9-8 yesterday.
What's going on with the Twinkies? They're not good.
Milwaukee's playing some good baseball right now.
You know who Milwaukee has coming up?
Cincinnati.
Colorado Rockies, baby.
By the way, the Rockies got their 9th win of the month yesterday.
But
They beat Arizona 4-2. They need one more to Scooter to lose his money. One more win, and today's the 23rd.
How many games are left, Scoot?
they got 6. They
Probably
got
6.
3 with the Dodgers, 3 with the Brewers. It could happen.
Oh, it could.
I wouldn't feel great.
I don't feel great, but it could happen.
They have the Dodgers first?
They do.
No, that's where I'd want it. I'd want the Dodgers to
Just
try to
lambaste them,
yeah,
embarrass them.
lambaste them, and then hopefully I can get
Bring them down.
2 sweeps.
Speaking of the Yankees, they lost 2 of 3 at home to Baltimore. They're struggling. I'm sorry, they won 2 of 3 against Baltimore. They needed that win yesterday, 4-2, but they have struggled offensively. They put a 9 spot up on Saturday, but they haven't been scoring a lot of runs lately. Philadelphia took the lead in the National League East. They took 2 out of 3 from the Mets, including last night's 7-1 Sunday Night Baseball victory. So Philly now jumps the Mets. The Mets are struggling as well. Mets and Yankees both struggling here.
Mets have lost 8 of their last 9.
As John would say, doing Mets things.
That's the Mets doing Mets things. Boston lost 2 of 3 at San Francisco. They won the opener. They did allow Devers to hit a home run against them on Saturday. Whoever the pitcher was should be released immediately.
Did you see the play at second when Duran came off the base?
Yes.
And they showed it and they stopped it and they said he's on the base. And they said,
They called him out on the field.
Yes.
So it was.
And then they went to replay and said it stands.
Well, I watched. I saw that.
And they showed it again and they stopped it. And his finger was on the base.
All right. Now he didn't have one of those mitts on. If the mitt tip is still on the base, you're still on the base, right?
Yeah.
I think his finger was still touching the base.
I think it was too.
Not enough to overturn it.
I guess so.
Thanks for listening. Back at it tomorrow. Here's your report with Matt Dennison is next. Spears on Sports presented by M&M Cartage. Big X.